Hey there everyone, this is Jeff Perkins with JD Cutlery, putting together another quick video on the most recent batch of anodized Reates, and actually I've got one Loing Ma in here. I wanted to go ahead and throw this out there. Some of these are already posted on the website, some are not. As you can see at quick glance, there's a number that don't have lanyards yet. Anything that can have a lanyard will have a lanyard once it's posted. But I did want to throw this video out there just because I've got a lot of different stuff coming out. There's a number of ZTs that'll be popping up over the next couple days, as well as hopefully next weekend some of the new Jake Hobeck knives that I'll be working on. So looking forward to all of that stuff popping in here, and let's just go ahead and run through these real quick. I will hit these one at a time. Again, as standard, I'm just going to go ahead and do an overview of the work that's been done, not necessarily a review of the actual knife. So let's go ahead and clear some of these out real quick. I am real excited. There's a number of these that turned out really, really nice. So very happy with them. Go ahead and zoom in here a little bit. And I guess since I've got them up here, I've got three really nice looking Starboys. We'll start off with the funkiest one out of the group. Let's see. I'm trying to adjust this light just a little bit. So this one is a teal with a purple, and it's got some crazy purpley bronze stonewash to it. Not real keen on this lighting situation here today. There we go, that'll help it a little bit. So this is a neat looking teal. It's got a purple hue run through it. I went ahead and buffed it. Then I hit the teal. Then I went ahead and did a kind of crazy looking buff on it again and hit it with a purple, and then did a stone wash on top of that and hit that stone wash with a purple bronze. So definitely a very, very interesting looking knife. Got a little bit of fuzz in there. This is the stone wash version. Tashi Baruka design. Really cool looking knife. Very happy with the way all of these Starboys turned out. This is one that you'll be able to put in your pocket and beat around a little bit, and because of the heavy stone wash and the funky different colors and the fade, it's not going to show much wear and tear. I did go with bronze on the all the hardware, and we've got a nice early lockup, about 10 to 20%, and the blade centering looks really good. I always like to look at the tip in the handle itself, and you can see it's right on the money there. So that one turned out really nice. I'm real excited about this one. This one is a cool blue. I went ahead and buffed out the pocket clip. It's totally been buffed out, as all of you guys know that have been looking at these at all. These all come bead blasted, so this one's totally buffed out and then hit with a almost gunmetal blue. Really like the way this one turned out, and I decided just to go ahead and leave the buff on the hardware, the pocket clip, and all the screws. This thing is awesome. I really love the way it looks. Doesn't show fingerprints barely at all. So very cool looking knife. I'm very happy with this one. This is the hand rubbed blade, and it is just beautiful. The amount of time that they put into hand finishing these is worth that little bit of extra money. I think it's only I can't remember exactly how much extra it is. It's like 10 or 20 bucks. It's not a major difference, but man, as far as looking at something and knowing that they spent extra time on that knife, that hand rub finish always gives you that effect. Really, really like this one. Go ahead and pull those two out of the way. And then this one I left with the Bead Blast. You got a really nice purple. That's just a little bit of oil in the pivot. Got a nice purple going into blue, into green. Really turned out nice. Again, this one will most likely have a pocket clip by the time I get it posted. But there's that purple, blue, green fade. And again, all of these Tashi's, Reate Tashi combos are centered up perfectly. They do a really good job with this one. I love that the screw is on the inside, so you don't see that for the pocket clip. And this side is just totally clean. All you've got is the pivot. Everything else is done from this side. There are 2 pins in here, as well as the 2 screws to make sure everything lines up. Really nice. And again, this is another one of the hand rubbed. So beautiful blade. Really nice looking knife. And again, nice and early lockup. 10-15% on it. So the Starboys are always a win if you're looking for something that's not too big in your pocket. That's definitely a good choice. Figure since we're going with littler knives like the Starboy, let's go ahead and hit this wave. Very nice looking. We buffed it all out. These come stone washed. Hit it with a high voltage purple. Then we did a dark blue in the etching, in the lines that have been milled in, and a light blue on top with the gold ring around the inlay. We matched the screws, those 3 screws, to the inlay, and then we went ahead and went with a light blue to match the pocket clip, the high points, and the back spacer. These guys are insanely smooth as well. Just can't go wrong. If you're looking for a small knife, this is a good choice. Hides in your pocket nicely, has that nice pocket clip. Again, screwed from the back side just like the Starboy, so you don't see it. We've got some serial numbers in there. It looks like this is probably 416 or 418 of 500. So might not be a whole lot of these left out there. Very happy with that little knife. Again, flips like a champ. Nice and early lockup again. Probably about 5-10%. And centering on that one again. Right where the money's at. Beautiful little knife. Very happy with that. We'll go into a little bit bigger knife. This is the Mini Horizon D. I have started hitting a number of these that I'll just go ahead and buff out and then anodize the accents, the components, the hardware, just to give it a very different look. Again, this one comes bead blasted. You got a nice high polish, does not fingerprint. I really like the way these look. These have turned out really nice. I've done a number of the ZT 0609s in the buff, and you will see a number of different models come out now just with a buff finish. That is the M390 blade, that Mini Horizon with that teal blue to green accents. Again, centered up beautifully, flips like a champ. Nice early lockup, 15% probably. Just a really nice knife, and of course threw in a lanyard, because you know how I am about lanyards. I love to have something to help me pull it out of my pocket. Let's see, so many Reates. Let's go ahead and jump into a couple of the new model Torrents. Really happy with these as well. This one we did that light blue with a crazy bronze drizzle. Hit the pocket clip, the back spacer, all the screws with that bronze. Matched up a nice lanyard with it. Really happy with the way all these torrents turned out. Nice and centered. And these things flip up like champs. I love the way these knives flip. Really cool looking with that drizzle. I like that light blue. That light blue does not show much fingerprinting. There is a slight bit of a shade right here just from the buffing. But as you can see, it's not anything really to talk about. I just try to mention anything on any of these knives that might not be exactly what you're expecting. But really happy with these. Lockups at probably about 40%. Again, we already looked at the centering. And just flips like a champ. Let's go ahead and do the other of the regular new model torrents. This is a nice gold yellow background with a purpley blue fade. It kind of fades in or out of purple and blue. So we went ahead and did the blue hardware with a purple to blue fade on both the pocket clip and the back spacer. And then we went with the blue hardware up top. Really happy with the way these things turned out. Again, that's a funky purple blue drizzle with the blue hardware. And again, just listening to these guys flip in, and the blades fall right in. Just can't go wrong with these knives. So again, looking at that back spacer, and the blade centering is right on the money. Nice early lockup, again probably 30-40%. Just can't go wrong with these knives. Reates are a real bang for the buck type of knife. I am very excited. The Jakes are coming in this week. Well, hopefully this week. I just got the word that they just got them back in stock. I've got a couple of the Damascus coming in. Also have a number of the regular ones in. But you know me, we don't leave nothing regular in this place. So this one is a high voltage blue with all the hardware done in gold, including the titanium insert within the carbon fiber insert, pivot and everything. Now I do want to try and zoom in here. You can see there is a little tiny spot where it's purple there. So I wanted to, right there below the screw, you can see that little tiny purple spot. Just wanted to show that. And then over here there are a couple little tiny dark spots. Not sure exactly what happened there, but I was not willing to rip that knife apart to redo it. So these are pretty cool. That carbon fiber insert has the titanium inlay in it. Really neat looking. I don't think I've seen anybody else work on these. Not the easiest to get apart, but everything. I like that they're going with the carbon fiber sitting in set a little bit. The K4s, they did smooth, and they were really hard to get that carbon fiber back in there smooth. Some of them stuck up a tiny bit, but I like this. You've got the titanium lip that also helps protect that edge of the carbon fiber. So really cool looking knife. Centered up nicely again. Lockup's a little bit earlier on this one out of the torrents, probably about 20%. And again, blade just falls right in there. Another winner. I do love these torrents. Here's one of the big beasts. The Fallout 2.0. High voltage blue. You've got some purple shading through here. And then all of the high points have been sanded, and they have a really cool purple sheen to them. We went with the purple pocket clip and backspacer to give it a little bit more of that purple punch. And again, there's some purple hue up in the blue, really ties in with all those high points. I'm not sure that the video is, well, actually I can tell you the video is not really capturing the cool effect that you get with these ribs and high points that have been sanded and have the purple in it. Really cool looking effect. Very happy with this one. Nice early lockup. Probably about 5-10%. And again, centered in nicely. These things are beast. That compound grind blade, hollow grind here, flat grind up on the edge. That kind of a harpoon look, but that's a monstrous blade. So very cool design on this one. Real happy with the way that one turned out. Go ahead and jump into some K3s. These things are awesome. I love the K3s. They got this is the clip point blade, which is a little bit more standard. I love that crazy funky compound ground. I guess it's Tonto-esque. We got a nice gold background with the beautiful carbon fiber inserts. And we went with a teal blue on all of the hardware, pocket clip, and screws. Just a cool looking knife. Flips beautifully. Nice early lockup again. 15% probably. Centered in pretty nicely. But just listening to these things hit. Really gives a cool effect. That carbon fiber, I like that they didn't just go flat. They milled out the different lines. Gave you some chamfered in areas. That backspacer's cool. How they hollowed that out as well. Gave you a bunch of jimping up top. And the pocket clip's even done with that tied bag style clip. So there is the clip point version. And then here is the crazy funky Tonto-esque compound ground. Got some oil in here. This one we went with a teal, and then we did a heavy purple stone wash. So again, unfortunately the purples don't always show up quite as nicely as they are in person. We did do a lot of purple with the accents to kind of pull that purple out of the stone wash. But you got a nice teal with the purple stone wash, purple backspacer and pocket clip, as well as all the hardware. Carbon fiber is really nice on this, nice and smooth, no rough spots, anything like that. See the purple down the back inside. Again, nice early lockup. Probably 5-10%. Really cool looking knife. So, very happy with these. I own, trying to show you how the lockup, I mean that is an early lockup, but there is no question that it's locked in. That steel lock bar insert is in there tight. Just a cool looking knife. Love how they ground that out and cut the holes in. Got some jimping up on top. And that's the CTS 204P on that blade. Just an overall cool looking knife. So those are the two. Actually, I got another K3 around here, but I forgot to pull it out, so I'm not going to throw that in this video. It's a green with the sanded bronze patina. This one is a teal blue that's been buffed. You've got some shadows left. Kind of gives it a little bit of extra depth. And then we went with just the standard buff on the pocket clip. and all of the screws and hardware. This is the upscale of the Valhalla. Oh, Valhalla. God, that's not a Valhalla. Hey, sorry about that. It's getting late. But this is the upscale. It's got the additional milling out of it, and you get the nicer pivot. Again, the back spacer is also buffed out. Really gives you a cool effect. So that's kind of a tealish green with some shading still there. These things are heavily stone washed and acid etched when they come in, so it takes an awful lot to get these buffed out even to this point. But that's a cool looking finish. So you can see another nice early lockup, about 10%. And centering on this one is pretty good too. Might be just a hair to this side, but I don't know. It's pretty darn close. These things are an awesome flipper at the price point. This is more of the entry-level Reate price point, and I tell you what, they meet up to the Reate standard every way, shape, and form, man. I love that blade. You get that jimping. Really cool design. So that's that greenish teal. Just an awesome flipper. Let's see. So let's jump in on this one. This one I left their stone wash, went with a purple, then re-stone washed and bronzed it. So you got some bronze in that purple background. You can really see it when you get up on the edges. You can see that bronze popping out, as well as within the pattern, or within the flats points. So really cool looking. Then of course we went with bronze on the screws, back spacer to really tie it all in. So this one will have a lanyard. Again, this is the one with the extra milling out, the cooler pivot. Just a little bit of extra money. RWL 34. Nice early. 15% lockup. And again, nicely centered. And they just flip like champs. So really happy with that one. Can't go wrong. If you're into a good size knife, this is going to give you a ton of bang for the buck. Really happy with these. Very cool looking knives. One more of this model. So we went with a teal blue up into a green. Now as you can see, this one doesn't have the additional milling. It also just has the standard pivot. But it does have the same back spacer as well as pocket clip, and it is still the RWL 34 steel. Very cool looking knife. So again, you've got that teal blue going up into the green. Got one spot, let's see, right here where it buffed out just a little bit more than everything else. Really there was no way to help hide that. It is totally smooth. You can't feel a difference just visually. It took the anodizing just a little bit differently right there. But you got that buffed out pocket clip. Cool backspacer. I love the backspacer on this knife. And smashing right in there. Nice early lockup, about 20 to 30% on that one. And let's see, centering on this one looks pretty darn good as well. So again, these guys just flip like champs. Definitely one of my favorites out of the new lineup. I'm very happy with the quality on those. And let's see, what other Reates do I have? No other Reates, although we do have the Loin Ma XL. So this one came in blue, stone washed. We buffed it out quite a bit. There's still some shading in spots just to give you that extra layer of of texture, that kind of thing. So we go from a green to a blue to a purple with all the hardware done in bronze. Buffed out the pocket clip and the screw and did that bronze. You can flip that around and put your pocket clip in for left-hand carry. Not the easiest knife to get apart. There's a reason this one didn't make it with the loin ma video that I did the other day, because I was having a heck of a time getting it apart. Pivot didn't want to come loose for me. But we got it. Loin ma design. Very nice looking knives. Crazy Tonto-esque blade. Really like that. Again, compound grind, hollow grind into a flat grind for the tip. Give you that extra bit of steel in there. And of course, you've got your integral frame on this. As far as integrals go, this one wasn't terribly hard to get back together. I was pretty pleased about that. And it's centered up pretty nicely. Not always the case on the integrals. Just a really cool knife. I like this one. Flips out nicely. Just an overall cool finish on this one. So, gave her the buff job. Gave her a little bit of a fade to it. And then threw some bronze hardware on it. Guess I gotta get it to go all the way before it'll fall. Cool knife. So that would be it for my Reate video for tonight. Again, I've got the new Jakes coming out hopefully in the next week and a half to 2 weeks. I do have a couple of the Damascus version coming in. So if you are interested in that, those always go the fastest. Half the time I don't even get the video made and the Damascus ones are gone. So if you're interested, definitely reach out to me, let me know. We'll have those posted as soon as I can get those anodized and taken care of. And really, I just did a big push on what I had in stock because we are now officially Jake Hobeck Knives authorized dealers as well as DDR authorized dealers. So you'll see a couple more mid-tech, higher end brands, as well as our typical zero tolerance, because you can't go wrong with the zero tolerance for the price line. So we will see what the future holds with a number of these new models that are coming through. New models, new companies, and we're just going to continue to grow and get as many more brands in that we can possibly get in. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.